Coupe de Gras, I shot to superstardom. Who'd have thought with my medulla oblongata screwed up thoughts could do the toddlers, but I grew up on ramen noodles, combination of post-trauma due to mama. Knocked off my rocker, human llama, but everything is now Hakuna Matata. I pour my heart in this ink in each letter. I tear you apart as I piece it together. How am I so sick if I keep getting better? Bitch, you ain't fucking with me at this ever. You got no cheese and no cheddar. You need some yeast, at least get your bread up. I hit your bitch up like Pac. Told her to please keep her head up. Cause she was sucking my dick in the Jeep when we met up. I show up like you just said, speak of the devil is speaking. Now shut up. In other words, I'm trying to tell you, like my shit. Like the video. This is a hot take, but I feel like My Shit is my favorite song. I think it's the most bar-heavy song on the Eminem album last year. But I ain't come to talk about that. I came to talk about the devil. That perverse stuff right there we're talking about. I had a bit of a revelation. Actually, I had two revelations recently from the King, the truth, Jesus Christ. I know after rapping all crazy, it sounds crazy that I'm saying that, but you know, I believe that I, as a human being, I don't put myself in the hemisphere like I ever look at myself like I'm better than a sinner. I will sin every day. It's guaranteed because I'm a human being. I am the embodiment of the light and the darkness. But it's a fight. And it's a fight that we're supposed to put effort into. Where we're supposed to be conscious of our free will and the effects that it has on others and on ourselves. And so what I want to talk to y'all about, if it can help any of y'all out, as a man myself right now in my late 20s, looking back on my 20s, I could tell you I faced porn addiction, as many do today. Many of y'all do, and are still struggling with it. So there's been points where I've quit it for long extended periods of time, and there's been points where I'm in it and feel like I'm trapped and I can't get out of it. And I just want to give y'all some enlightenment and share with you these revelations that I've been having, because lately I've been on a real steady and true path of denying myself in the flesh and the desires of watching pornography or partaking in any of that. First thing I'm going to say, and I didn't really plan on saying this, but I'm going to just mention it real quick. With the Epstein shit and all that light that's being shed on human trafficking, first of all, you need to realize that's a real thing. Some of these videos, you don't know anything about these girls, about their past, about the spirits and the negativity potentially tied to the people you're watching do these deeds. You just do not know, first of all. But what I came to realize is when you're in the act of self-pleasure, pornography, all that, the video you're watching, more than likely, numerous times in these videos, you're going to hear a certain phrase. And a lot of times, you're going to say it yourself while you're doing the deed. And what is that phrase? Well, that phrase is, oh my God. Stop. Think about this. Wrap your head around this. Oh my God. That's what you're saying. That's what they're saying. That's what people say when they do the deed. So, really, what you're declaring, this is a declaration of you saying, this is my God. Not the true God. No. The idol of pornography is my God. You are declaring it with your mouth. And that's what God revealed to me. And I'm like, whoa. I was not ready for that when he did. And I'm like, oh man. And it's just something about the Holy Spirit within me that knows that that's the truth. And when that was revealed to me, that there was a purpose for that, because I am in the midst of this battle right at this time, trying to deny myself, trying to deny the flesh. And it's almost like God gave me this revelation. He opened my eyes. He opened my eyes just like he did to Saul. And he turned him into Paul, if you know that story. I believe it. I believe that God will give his people, his children, numerous chances to open their eyes. And it's your choice to either acknowledge it, acknowledge what he's showing you, or it's your choice to turn a blind eye and ignore it. And you can only do that for so long, because your day's coming. We don't live forever in this body. We don't. So let's get into the second. That was the first revelation. So let's get into the second revelation that I had today. I was talking about Roman numerals. That's what it was. And I'm like, I'm not really that good with Roman numerals. So X in Roman numerals is 10. So I'm like, X. And for some reason, it just clicked in my head. And I thought to myself, because I've been studying a little bit of Hebrew numerology. And that's really interesting, because in the Hebrew, the people of God in the Old Testament, in their ancient language, they didn't have alphabet and numbers like we do in English. They had symbols. And these symbols were both letters and numbers. They pretty much covered more ground. So I'm like, okay, so X, X, X. That's 30 in Roman numerals. That's 30. Now follow me, listen closely. 30 in Roman numerals is XXX. So what is XXX? We know what that is. That's, look it up, Google it. You can Google it, it'll tell you. XXX is a moniker or a warning, a advisory of pornographic content. Okay? That's what XXX is in English. In Roman numerals, it's 30. Now, what about that Hebrew? What is the meaning of 30 in Hebrew? Well, it's actually a stage of maturity or transition. Damn. Well, I don't know about y'all, but when I reached maturity, puberty, right? Transition, that's when I fell into this habit. That's when I first fell prey into pornography. Ironic. Ironic how those dots connect. And I call it a revelation. I do. Because I didn't really put that together myself. It just kind of came into my mind. And I believe it was from the divine. And I'm to share it with you people. If it can help anybody out there to open their eyes and make you realize that we got to do better. We got to do better. You shouldn't be that surprised to hear that. I mean, turn on the news. You know, we as humanity, as God's people, we need to do better. So those dots I connected. It's a well-known fact that the pornography industry is heavily ran and owned and controlled by a certain group of people. I'm not going to say it on here. I don't want to get taken down. But there's no way those dots I connected that they didn't already know that. There's no way. They already knew that. They already knew that. And they still came up with that moniker, XXX. Interesting. Interesting. Now think about it. Think about it. Roman numeral. Roman. You see where I'm going with this? You think that was an accident? Do you think that was an accident? Alright. I don't got much else to share with y'all. Those were the two revelations I had. I hope it can open some eyes. And I'm going to sign off right there. I hope somebody gets something from this. Like my shit.